have my cousin in the studio today and we are doing a chest wax, so keep on watching. Supplies are pretty easy and straightforward that are needed. You want some body waxing sticks, gloves I already have on, cotton rounds for cleansing and pre-wax oil, your pre-wax cleanser and pre-wax oil, and access to a dry, clean paper towel. I'm using Rebel Wax Hybrid 50-50 blend, which is a gel and cream based mixed 50-50. Works well for every skin type, hair type, and experience level. All right, so this is his first chest wax. We are starting as normal with the pre-wax cleanser, making sure you're nice and thorough. Then we will go in with our pre-wax oil as well. You have different options for oils. I love Relax and Wax. You can choose between their arnica or tea tree oil. Either one is going to work just fine. Make sure you're thorough with that. Then we're going to wipe away any excess oil with a dry, clean paper towel. Now you may be asking, Bree, why are you wiping it away? Well, it works the same way as conditioner in the shower. Just because we rinse it out doesn't mean you don't still feel the effects of it. We're hydrating the hair, hydrating the skin, creating a little bit of a barrier. So the wax is really focusing on removing the hair and not causing additional unnecessary breakage. All right. Chest wax. So we always want to give ourselves a base strip so that we now can lay what I call tiger stripes, the lip of the strip, into an area that has no hair. Okay, and you also do, as best to your ability, want to follow the direction of the hair growth. So I'm going to go straight down the middle. This, it comes in, and then we may actually lay some strips going upwards for this upper section here. For a base strip on a chest, you can either do small basic method or you can do painter tool, which is exactly what I'm doing. I'm breaking this up because he is a first timer. I have not waxed his chest before. I'm not quite sure how his hair is going to do. I want to make sure that I am getting this up in one pull. Lots of pressure, really working that wax down to the skin and the base of the hair. If you're not familiar with the different types of strips, go ahead to my free 6-week course. Completely free. I cover literally everything that you need to know, and the 6 different strips you need to know is part of that. Head to training.lashandwaxoc.com/101 and you can get enrolled today. Get a little grip. All right, deep breath and immediate pressure. This one's spicy. Okay, at immediate pressure, I hold it a little bit longer than normal. Notice too, very important, I am muscling the absolute crap out of this because his hair is really deeply rooted. See all this sheathing? So it's really important that you're checking your strip so you know you got it from the root. But that sheathing can literally be feeling like it's a bunch of little guys playing tug of war on the other side of this strip. So I did not remove to the end of the strip. I removed all the way through so I did not get stuck, and I used a lot of power on that one. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing, but this one's going to go up following the direction of his hair. How was that?
That was gnarly.
It was?
Yeah.
Wake you up?
A little bit.
Lift your chin a little bit? You're fine.
Lift
This
my
one,
chin, you said?
yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
This one, you can be a little bit more real. Don't scream though. I don't want to scare anybody. So always keep in mind, thinner the hair, thinner the strip, thicker the hair, thicker the strip. This hair's thick, so I'm thickening up my strip a bit. We do want to remove when still tacky, but not too tacky, not wet. So see how it was kind of trailing behind on my glove there? Now it's ready, but I'm going to let it set just a little bit longer than normal, just because it's an initial strip. He has a dense amount of hair, and it's still fairly long as well. Get a little grip. Don't be pushing on throat here. Deep breath. All the way through. All this right here, pinpoint bleeding. It's completely normal. It's actually a good sign you're getting all those hairs from the root. All right, we got a good solid base now. So now I'm gonna work on tiger stripes. Normally I would make my strips fairly thick. I really don't want him to have any breakage or anything. I've seen that he has a decent amount of sheathing. Not a ton though, but a decent little amount. So I'm gonna still make these strips not too big and focus on making sure that they're nice and thick. So I'm gonna be using small basic method. So I'm doing 3 passes to thicken up that strip. Now while that one's setting, go ahead and grab some wax and you can work on the other side as well. You always want to be laying or removing a strip. You really never want to be just standing around not doing something, especially if speed is eventually your goal. Setting up these little habits will help you get faster. And faster equals more money and happier clients too, as long as you're still thorough. No one wants to be laying on this treatment table longer than necessary. Get a little grip here. And I hold this a little bit longer because it's spicy. You can always use the previous strip, press it in, and it gives you a good little grip here. Deep breath. Now I don't ever actually wait for them to take a deep breath. A lot of times by the time they took the deep breath and thought about it and did it, I've already removed the strip, so it makes it a lot easier for them. All right, we're gonna keep working our way up. You can go straight over the nipple.
Oh, no.
You'll be fine, I promise. So if you feel like you're gonna get in your own way, you can also stagger these strips so that instead of doing the same area, you can do right here. And then this is where the hair growth really starts to change. So we're gonna have to switch it up after this strip. You want to make sure your edges are really even so none of that clumps up and gets stuck. Always check. So see how this side isn't as even? I'm checking to make sure it's set up properly so that I don't pull, it creates a seam and I leave this big clump of wax here. All right, get a grip. So when I get a grip, I like to get a grip up to the hairline, right? Hold taut. See how I'm pulling the skin away from me? Deep breath and pull really, really quickly and all the way through that strip. All right, gonna get a little grip. Deep breath. Immediate pressure. I'm really putting some pressure on this, you guys. It takes that sting away. All right, now I'm gonna do this side, but let's examine the hair growth. So I'm good to do one more strip, just like I did over here, and then we're gonna have to change direction. How is it?
Definitely worse in the back.
Yeah.
For sure. I can't imagine the stomach being more painful though than this.
Nah, I don't think so.
So
We'll find out. So see how his hair, because it's long, I don't want to keep depositing and twisting to get in his arm. Oh my god.
Did you just get my
I
armpit?
think a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. Oh no, now we're good. So if I were to get in his underarm, honestly, like, probably have to cut it out if it's superficial, but we're good. That's not bad. If someone's really like not wanting to get rid of some of that hair, it's a pain, but you could work in some oil in there, use a spoolie, kind of try to work the hard wax out, but don't do what I did and not be paying attention, trying to explain. That's what's difficult too if you're on the shorter side, because I'm reaching like this, so don't be afraid to have a little stool too. I'm a big fan of only working on one side of the treatment table, because if speed is your goal, that walking around actually adds up a lot of time. So I usually am just on my tippy toes and I'll really lean into it, but don't be afraid to have something. All right, I cannot lay that other strip. It's ready to go. Deep breath. So it's really important to know the timing of removal too. I went kind of a little off pattern because I knew that strip needed to be removed because it was sitting a little bit too long while I was explaining to you guys. So always keep an eye on that too. You don't want your strips to set too long. They're not going to be as effective. You really need to have a little bit of tackiness. Now, if you are brand new to waxing, then a 30-minute service time for chest is pretty solid. You eventually will want to get this service, just a chest wax, down to 15 minutes. Keep in mind, chest is normally kind of where the bra line would be and up, and then stomach is a separate service area, which would be where the bra line would be or down. All right, deep breath. Now at this point, his skin is starting to get a little bit warm, so the adjustment needed to be made with that. If you have a thermostat in your room, which you guys all really should, if you are providing waxing services, you would turn the AC down a little bit. and or let your strips sit a little bit longer. Warm skin causes the strips to take a little bit longer to set. All right, this hair is going up, so we're going to lay our strips upwards. Does your collarbone hurt, or can I go over that?
No, it's all numb.
Okay.
It's surgery.
So always ask, like, if you see scars and stuff, of course it needs to be healed, but sometimes there can be discomfort or pain associated with those. So just always ask your clients, especially keloided scars. So any scars that have keloided, you'll want to ask because those can be really sensitive. Deep breath.
This is gnarly.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, on
Sorry,
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
Probably like 7, honestly.
No.
A solid 7, 8, like just the initial, but after it feels fine.
All right, guys, you have to let me know in the comments. Do you want Jake to come back in 4 weeks and rate it in 4 weeks to see how much easier a second time is versus the first time? I say we do that little experiment on you. I mean, I know the answer, but... All right, so now we are moving on to cleanup strips. So cleanup strips go in the opposite direction as the initial strips. They can be laid much thinner and they can also be removed much sooner. It's gonna feel a little warmer, okay? Always warn your client, it feels warmer. The wax is not actually warmer. Their skin is just kind of over it. And the bulk of dead skin and hair is now gone. So they feel that warmth. So you can see how much bigger this strip is. I laid in the opposite direction. And I'm gonna remove almost immediately. There's not much hair, so I can pull a little bit slower. So it doesn't always look pretty, but when it's super tacky like this, it really helps to remove all those little tiny hairs. All right, I'm just gonna do one side and then move on to the next side. It's gonna feel a little warm. Lots of pressure. Okay, so if you have a hard time, you could just stretch this into it, mold it, and then just continue. Boom. All right. In case you guys hear giggling in the background, my husband is witnessing this with pure joy because this is my baby cousin, and he likes to torture him a little bit, give him a hard time, so. He said it's mutual.
It is mutual.
It is mutual. So this would be considered a large basic strip. So when you guys go get signed up for my free course, you will learn all about that. In my next video, I will be doing his stomach as well. So I am bringing this down a little bit further, and I'm not too worried about creating those harsh lines because I know we're going to be taking care of that. Your stomach just growled.
Because it's mad.
You hungry? Did you eat?
Mm.
Or does it know what's coming?
Well, I think it knows what's coming.
I can't see. Your skin's so warm. Alright, it's gonna feel warm again. Let up on pressure on the collarbone, by the way. So I went from using the side edge to kind of the tip, so I'm getting in the groove there and making sure that I'm still applying on the edge or on a edge with enough pressure, but making it comfortable going over that collarbone right there. Another reason why it's so important to know all 6 of the different strips so that you can adjust and use whichever one makes sense depending on the service area you're working on. All right, I'm gonna clean up around the neck there. So now we just kind of spot treat. There's no reason to do big giant cleanup strips. I can actually get this in one, and then I saw some over here. Don't be applying too much pressure right here on their throat. So I'm gonna be pulling kind of up and then come off to the side here so I don't punch them, but making sure I'm going in the right direction. All right, then I wanna kind of clean up right here and then he is done. Great add-ons to chest waxing would be shoulder waxing as well, and back waxing, really to tie everything together, especially if they have a decent amount of hair. You'll be if you just do the chest, you're left with this really harsh line. If you just do the back, you can be left with that really harsh line as well. So shoulder is a great add-on, especially for men's waxing. And if they do chest, talk to them about back. If they do back, talk to them about doing chest. All right, we have completed that service. I like to end with, you have 2 different options really. Just calm down by Relax and Wax. You can click on the link somewhere here on the screen. My code is BREE10. You'll get a discount. This is a topical antihistamine. Histamine reactions are really common on chest, back, stomach area for men and women. He's not having any issues, so I'm not going to use that this time, but please keep that in mind. It's a game changer. Then we have Phantom Oil from Lady Pang. This is fantastic, especially for men. I'm actually going to send him home with this today because at the end of our filming day today, we'll have done back, chest, and stomach, and I want him to prevent ingrowns and breakouts. So it's a spray, which is really nice. Always kind of do a little block here. We don't want to spray in the face, but really easy to use both for me, for the client. So I send him home with this with aftercare instructions and to be using this, but it's great for after a wax as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see his back wax, go ahead and check that out right here. I'll see you over there.